Alrighty. Hopefully this works. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Somehow my resolution is not working. I need to work on something here. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so everything is looking really good. I've got good streaming here. Oh, Nature Nerd Outdoor, welcome to the show. Okay, cool. We got one viewer. Alright, if you want to make a donation to my show, you could do that. You could donate to Coinbase. I have a Coinbase account if you want to donate some cryptocurrency. Also, I have you can pay with a credit card or with PayPal. So if you get here to my my thing here, oh boy, everything is looking good. How's everybody doing? Welcome to my show. We moved to a different night, so I wasn't competing with other shows because it was getting to the point where there were like 3 or 4 or more shows that were on at the same time, and I had fewer people watching my show. So we got Nature Nerd Outdoors, and he's 5 away from 8:15. Cool, that's great. Welcome to the show. We've got a lot to talk about today. I'm going to do some product reviews and talk about some of the things that I do when the weather's not very well. I've got some indoor drones. But today, let's get down to brass tacks, okay? So I got these props. They are supposedly carbon fiber, and they fold, which is kind of cool, and they will fit on any of the Phantom series quadcopters. So I did a test, and I have a video out on my channel here if you want to go to it, and you'll see that these did not work out very well because they are just not very well balanced. I think look at how loose that is. I mean, I guess what it does is it uses centrifugal force to kind of keep them open. So I'm going to do a little test here so to show you if they're balanced or not. Look at that. That's not very well balanced, and you're going to get a lot of really bad harmonics. Let's try a different one. This one's a little more stiffer, and it seems to have pretty good balance on it, and it's not as loose as that one. So maybe what I need to, yeah, I see what's going on. It takes not an Allen wrench, but kind of a hex wrench to tighten these up. So maybe what I should do is just tighten these bad boys down to where I don't know if these are rivets or not. But yeah, if you saw the video, my craft just flew all over the place. It would stay here and it jumped from one side to another. Bill, the drone reviewer, welcome to the show. Thank you. So far, yeah. So that's what's happening with these blades. I think in total I spent 21 bucks on these. So you know, that's a lesson learned. I don't really want to send them back. Maybe what I'll do is I'll figure a way how to make these more rigid so that they'll stay on, and yeah, maybe I might be able to salvage those. But here is my little indoor drone. I've got a SJCAM X20, and I've got a video on my channel, you probably have seen it, to where I've flown it around inside my office here. And it's got a really nice remote control for it. It's just your standard operation, and you know, it fits my hand real good, and it's got trim tabs. I haven't tried the flip yet, and it's got speed control for faster flying. And also what I've got is the NanoCam. Now, the only problem I had with this little bad boy is that I couldn't get the camera to work. And it's got a really nice controller interface that I like, because I've got small hands, and I crashed it once and broke a prop, and I think I put it on too tight and I damaged the motor, because it won't fly now. It'll take off and it'll just flip right over. But it's a neat little little drone. What I want to do is I want to get another one of these, if I could find one on eBay real cheap. So yeah, thank you, Bill. It is a nice little drone. You're probably wondering how I did my videos, what kind of equipment did I use. Well, I used the GoPro Hero 3 Plus. Now I have two of them. I've got the black, and I've let's see which one. Oh, and then I have the silver, and they do a pretty darn good job. And also the camera that you're watching the show on right now is a SJCAM M10, and it looks kind of like a GoPro Sessions. It's a cute little camera, and the nice thing about it is that I've got two of them. I've got this one. Hello, Mike. Welcome to the show. All right, we're Lloyd Mendenhall. Great. Thanks for coming in. All right. Well, so far everything is working pretty good. I do have a thing on my where you could donate money if you would like to make a little donation, you know, shekels here and there would really help out. I'm also set up to take cryptocurrency, and you can pay through with a credit card or through PayPal. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, what I'm using right now is Streamlabs OBS uh, Studio, and so far it's working pretty good. So I'm still working out the kinks here. It's not like Wirecast like Ken Heron, but it works. So cool. We got 4 viewers watching. That's cool. And another thing that I like is that just a little lost here. Well, thank you, Bill. Things are working pretty good tonight. Had a little trouble starting it up first, but now that I went to a regular widescreen, next week what I'll do is I will experiment. Since it's Christmas weekend, I will get to where I have other people come on to my show and also play some video on the show. So this is my first try on the new night, which is good. I just basically took over the time slot that Oz by Drone was using. He has moved to Friday, which is working worked out really good. So I'll still be able to watch his show. It's basically the same time, but it's on a Friday, so that works out great. So Lloyd, you probably know. Some of you don't know. Uh, there was a vacancy on the Westminster City Council. That's where I live right now. And so I applied for the vacancy. So I went in and had the interview, and it went pretty well. So hopefully we'll see how this goes. I think by Monday or Tuesday they will have picked a person to fill that vacancy. And if I don't make it, there's 2 more vacancies coming up in January where we have 2 council people that are going to be resigning because one of them was just elected to county commissioner and the other one was elected to state representative. So that opens up a couple more chances for me to get on the city council. Oh, speaking of city council, there is a meeting at the Thornton City Council on December 18th, and they are going to discuss regulations on drone usage in their city. So they are overstepping their bounds on airspace, basically. So I am going to go to that meeting, and hopefully I'll get a chance to go up and speak to the city council and let them know that they have no jurisdiction over airspace. And I would like to find out where all of this is coming from. Why do the cities want to control drone flying? Have they been having accidents with some knucklehead hobbyist who crashed his drone into some property, or to people injuring anybody? I would like to know. I'd like to find out where all this is coming from. So, all right, Lloyd, go check on the wife there. Yeah, so it just seems like, I mean, even in the city of Westminster, there are some regulations that I found out that you're not allowed to fly drones in city parks and open spaces, and can't fly around the city hall. And I thought, well, wait a minute, these are public places, and the public should be free to use the area to fly their drones in a safe manner, as long as they don't fly over people or vehicles. Then you're fine. And the reason why I want to fly around City Hall is they've got this clock tower that that I want to, take a neat shot. And also, what I would like to do is they've got Christmas lights down there at City Hall. On my Facebook page, I've posted some of the Christmas decorations. All right, 120 down under. Good day. All right, we got some people from Australia watching the show. That's great. That's new to my channel here. So it looks like I picked a good time slot, and I'm really happy. And so far, it looks like I've got a good feed, a good live stream. So, anybody have any questions or issues? Somebody just posted that DJI has an announcement Monday, probably a thermal camera for the Mavic 2 Enterprise. Wow, that is very interesting. And Mike Roach says, so many people misunderstand drones too often. We think they're being spied on, and when you're actually looking 2 miles away. Yes, that's true. Ken Heron makes a really good point where people think we're spying on people, and that we've got a zoom lens on the camera. The only drones that are out there that have any zoom capability is, I think, the Inspire 1 and Inspire 2. Those are the only drones with zoomable cameras on. If you go to like the Matrice series of DJI drones, you can actually put a digital DSLR on one, where like you can actually focus in and zoom in on people. But nobody's got that kind of money. You gotta be fairly wealthy to own a craft like that. Just today, I saw on Facebook Marketplace, someone had a Matrice, uh, what was it, a 600, I think, and it was for sale for $4,400, and that is a little expensive for me. Although I would like to have one if I ever am able to afford one. Like, I probably would want to get an Inspire instead. Also, some projects that I've got coming up. I just ordered a one of those Mavic conversions that will take a Phantom and you can convert it into a Mavic drone. I mean, it'll be a larger version of the Mavic, but what I would like to do is get a Phantom 3 Pro and do the conversion over. So what I'll do is when I get that is I'll do a live unboxing and show you what it looks like, and then show you you know, a little live stream similar to what Jeff Sills did with the Heron Bird, the Phantom 4 that he repaired and got back into flying condition. And now he's working on the Rollins project, which is a Mavic that got that slammed into a highway and got run over by another car. So that would be a pretty big undertaking. And unfortunately, one of the main boards fried out when he went to test it. So hey, that happens, and it turns out that the bottom part of the drone had a little twist in it, and that probably put some micro cracks in the board, and that caused the short and cooked the board. So that's just a little setback. Turns out that the it's not a real expensive piece of hardware, but it's not cheap either. So hopefully he'll be able to get that up and flying again like he did with the Phantom 4, which was really cool. And so last I looked, it looked like I'm up over 170 subscribers. It just seemed like I think my new friend Bill the Drone Reviewer has help steer some subscribers my way, and Bill, I would like to thank you. If you did do that, that would just awesome. I'm glad that this channel is growing, and I will make it into, it will evolve and become a better show over time. And what else is going on? The weather has been pretty darn good here. Okay, I'm up to 173. Great. Thanks, Lloyd. The weather has been pretty good here. It's been pretty clear and not real windy, but today it was cloudy, but wasn't just a little light breeze. Didn't get a chance to fly today, but tomorrow, if they're saying it's going to get up to close to 60 degrees here, which is really nice. As long as it's not real windy, I'll get the drone out and I'll find new places to fly. there's an interesting building that's a few miles to the east of here. It's the Digital Global building. And the building used to be owned by Avaya. And what's interesting is it's the exterior is made of mostly glass, and it's got an unusual architecture in the center of the building where the entrance is. It looks like they built in a dish antenna into the building using glass, and it's a really cool looking building. So what I'd like to do is call them up and try and get permission to fly there and take some photos and video, and that would be really cool to get. Okay, so you got some cyclones coming on down there, down Lloyd, mountains are getting pounded by snow. I mean, we are already over 100% on snow totals in most mountain locations here in Colorado. So we are doing really well, which is great because we get most of our water down here from the storage that we have up there in the reservoirs that we have up there. And plus that, a lot of that water comes downstream to some of the storage places that we have out here on the plains. All right, Bill. Okay, great. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you back in a few. Bill's got a giveaway, so which is great. So if you get a chance, go over to his channel and maybe get something, get lucky, and get a neat item there. What's neat about Colorado is the headwaters of 5 major rivers here in the United States. We've got the Platte River, which goes all the way to the Missouri River. And then we've got the Arkansas River, and then we have we got the Los Animas River, and then we have the Rio Grande River starts here. And so Colorado is in a compact with several states we're supposed to let some of that water go so that it can replenish their storage downstream. Oh, Mike says temps been in the 40s last few days here in Syracuse. Yes. My big boss, he's from around that area. All right. Good day, mate. Enjoy your Christmas shopping down there in Ozland. Great. Thanks for stopping by. So where was I? Oh yeah, my boss where I work at a dental manufacturing company, and he's the big cheese there. He's above my supervisor, and he's from New York. And Mike, so how are your taxes there? I bet you have some pretty hefty taxes. Yes, Lloyd, I did live here during the 65 flood on the Platte River. I was 5 years old at the time, so now you folks know how old I am. And that was the last big flood that Denver experienced. Uh, and this was before they built Chatfield Reservoir, which that was in the early 70s before I left to Michigan. I lived in Michigan from about 72 to 81, and then we moved back here in 81. Yes, and I missed the big Thompson flood. That was after I had moved to Michigan. But if you don't know a whole lot about Denver, Denver is situated at the confluence of Cherry Creek and the South Platte River. And it seems like every 10 years there's been a major flood in downtown Denver, from going back to about the 1860s all the way up to 1965. Because Denver is kind of in a valley, and that's why the smog is bad down here. Yes, Cherry Creek did overflow. Yeah, that, yep. Yeah, that was another flood where Cherry Creek did overflow. That was, when was that? That was back in the 30s. There was a dam that was built. It's called Cottonwood Canyon Dam, and it's south of Parker, Colorado. And one night there was a heavy rain, and there was water was seeping and going over the dam, and it finally collapsed and caused another big flood in Denver. So I think back in if I remember correctly, Cherry Creek reservoir was built back in the 50s, I think. 50s or late 40s. I know Stanley Lake was built back in the 40s, and I didn't know that. I know that when I was a little kid, I grew up here in Arvada, Colorado, which is, right next door to where I live right now. And that Stanley Lake was, I don't even think it was open to the public back then. But yeah, I mean, a lot has changed here in Colorado. A lot of people moving in, and it's getting harder and harder to find an apartment at a reasonable price. So, and if I remember, Lloyd, you lived at 72nd and Zane. That's way out east. That's out by Zuni, which is way east of where I live. I'm over here on the west side of town, and it goes all the way up past 120th Avenue. So I know a lot of you people are saying, what's he talking about? So Lloyd, you live down in Oklahoma down there. Back in my stand-up comedy days, I did some shows in Oklahoma City. Did a show in Edmond, Oklahoma, at one of the college towns up there. That was a pretty good show. But I always had good time there in Oklahoma City. This was before the explosion at the Murrah building. Oh, 70, okay, 76 and Zane, okay. And your grandfather lived on one side of the Platte River, yep. A good friend of mine, he grew up down on the Platte River down there in the Englewood, Sheridan area down there. Okay, so you live in Muskogee, Oklahoma. All right, cool. How far is that from Antlers, Oklahoma? I had a neighbor that was from Antlers, Oklahoma, which is kind of in the southeast part of the state. Really good friend of mine, his dad grew up in Boise City, Oklahoma, which is right out on the panhandle, almost out towards the end of the panhandle. Back when I was still doing comedy, I had to do a lot of driving. So one of my shows was in okay, cool. 3 hours from Antlers. Okay. I had to go to Amarillo, Texas, and I drove through Boise City once, and it's an interesting little town. My brother-in-law, his dad's family is from Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. He's got quite an interesting genealogy in his family. So, never got a chance to perform in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Lloyd, did you know that Tulsa spelled backwards is a slut? Yeah. So when I did stand-up comedy, most of my shows that I did were down the southeast, like Georgia, Florida, North and South Carolina, and I've done some shows in Texas, all over Texas. I've been to Denton, Texas, San Angelo, Nacogdoches, Lubbock, and Amarillo. Now, if I wanted to move to Texas, and Waco was another place. I would like to live in Waco. It seems like the housing prices are fairly decent down there, and you could live out in the outer areas of Waco where you got nice small towns that you could live in. That'd be nice and quiet there. Well, that's interesting, Lloyd. uh, well, maybe you could help me out, Lloyd. Do you know anything about uh, Streamlabs OBS? Because I would like to learn how to use this software so that I could bring people like you onto my show and to show video clips on this show. So that would be something that we could do in the future. Maybe next weekend when I have a nice long weekend. Hopefully it's not as complicated as Wirecast and without all the crashes and bugs in it like Ken's been having with Wirecast, and I think Greg Cooner uses Wirecast on his show. And I did catch his show yesterday, and he had a few glitches in his programming. What they need to do is when they beta test a software, they ought to, run a really rigorous test on it to make sure that it'll hold up. All right, I will send you an email. I wonder if there's a person out there named Floyd the Stumpy blogger. That'd be interesting. Now, Ken likes to do puns, and that's I kind of do a little bit of that, but I'm a little more cheeky in my humor. If you get a chance, go to my other channels. I have a regular YouTube channel where I have some of my comedy videos on there if you want to check out my stand-up comedy, and you'll check it out and you'll find out, wow, who's that long-haired guy? Well, that's me. Long blonde-haired guy with glasses. Okay. Yep. That's good that Greg tests out his stuff. This is kind of my test on the new time slot. So it seems to be doing well, and I like this. And it seems like my stream health is doing all right. I think my problem was when I first started this, I was using their templates that Streamlabs had, and I think it was causing bandwidth problems. The Stumpy vlog. Yeah. I think that would be an amputee vlogger. So, Lloyd, how long have you been a vlogger? Have you been doing this for quite a while? I've been doing it off and on for a few years. I started off on Blog Talk Radio back in, when did I start that? Oh, 2011, and I did that for 2.5 years. I did that until I met a interesting young lady who was visiting from Honduras, and we had quite a thing going there for a couple months, and that was pretty interesting. So it took away from the radio show that I did. And also, Lloyd, on Sundays on my Facebook, I do a conservative talk show called Arts Place, and I talk about oh, good, you did. Okay, I see. Yeah, I started getting back into this probably last summer. Uh, I took a hiatus for about a month before today because I noticed that the time slot that I used was Wednesday night, and you know all too well that you were on Mel's show, 400 AGL, and I didn't want to compete with him and a couple other vloggers. So this seems to be a really good time slot. I'm glad I picked this slot. Thank you, Greg Coonert, for moving over to Friday. Also want to give a shout out to Greg Coonert for showing that video of a vlogger that I follow on YouTube. It's called My PI Dreams, and it's about an American who is retiring to the Philippines with his Filipina wife, and a little over a year ago he started building his home on the lot that he purchased back in 2010. Okay, you did the first grumpy vlog before Thanksgiving 2017. All right. Cool. All right, Richard, welcome to the show. All right, cool. So I started up my Arts Place show a little over a year ago, and I tried to do a simulcast on YouTube and on Facebook, but I was running into bitrate problems, and so I moved it to a different time. I was doing that in the evening as well. I think I was doing it on a Wednesday night, and the bandwidth was really low. So I moved it to Sunday, and it just got really hard to use Restream to simulcast on two different platforms. So I just did the Facebook Live, and that was a lot easier to use. And I also have a Arts Place Facebook page, so if you just want to go check out my weekly vlogs on that, I do a conservative talk show there where I talk about local, state, national, and international politics. And that's been going pretty well. I've got a few followers from Australia that come in and listen to or watch the show, which is kind of cool. So now that I've got another drone, I've got my Phantom 3 Standard, and that's working out pretty good. And I have one for sale right now on eBay that is closing tomorrow. So if you guys are interested in buying a Phantom 3 Standard, it comes with props, one battery, a charger, what else? Oh, and the bonus is I'm throwing in a 64 gig SD card. So that's on eBay, and that is under OllieDog03. That is my handle at eBay. And I've also got some silver coins that I'm selling right now. I think this is the last batch that I have on eBay. After that, I'm done with the Morgan silver dollars, and now I have uncirculated Kennedy half dollars, Eisenhower dollar coins, and Susan B. Anthony's. So I've got those. It'd be nice if I had some silver Kennedy half dollars, and the ones before that were the silver Franklin, Benjamin Franklin half dollars. Lloyd, check out Art's Place on Facebook, and if you come to my Facebook page, you can listen live at 1 o'clock p.m. That's Mountain Daylight Time. I think you're on Central Time, so that would be 2 p.m. Welcome to the show, RD FPV. Welcome to the show. Ken, I can hear him great. I would love to be on your show, Ken. Rick King, welcome to the show. All right. We got some big guys on my show. That is awesome. Cool. So, anyway, Ken, I was talking about these wombly little props that I got. If you checked out my video that I have, and it turns out these little bad boys don't work too well. And they got the nice quiet tips on the end, and they are a little quieter, but it just changes the sound, that's all. And I don't know what it is, but it just caused my drone to fly every which way. It would just jerk to one side and to the other and forward and back. So, and here's my toy drone, Ken. This is my SEMA X20, and this is a lot of fun. And then I have the NanoCam mini drone. I'll have to send this one to Jeff Sills to have him fix this one, because I don't even know if he could. Yeah, he could probably pop that puppy open and fix the motor on that. Oh, cool. Okay, that would be awesome, Ken. Yeah, I have your email address. I'm the guy that sent you that nice candy that you like, that Enstrom toffee. Yeah. I will remember to email Ken Lloyd. And luckily for you, Ken, I got a haircut, so I look a little schnazzier now than I did a couple weeks ago. So this show is, wow, boy, an hour just flew by. Well, I'm glad you like the candy. I just talked to Mr. Enstrom. He's a good friend of mine, and he is off to Washington, D.C. tomorrow with his wife. They've been invited to the White House. to some big shindig at the White House, which is cool. So, uh, for some of you who don't know, I got involved in politics back in 2010, and I ran for state house and state senate, and that's where I met Mr. Enstrom, and we got to be really good friends. And as a matter of fact, one of the videos of my drone videos is at his ranch, the Enstrom Ranch. Yes. Oh, you. Oh, You know what? I will talk to Rick Enstrom and tell him about that. The Enstrom girls, and yes, that's where the business started in Grand Junction, and right now they have a store in Arvada, Colorado, and at Cherry Creek. All right. Well, thanks for joining, Ken. It's been an honor to have you chime in. All right, Chris L. from Ireland. Boy, we've got a real international show here tonight. We've got people from Ireland, and I had a guy from Australia chime in. That is awesome. Yeah, the candy store was founded by Rick's grandfather, Chet Enstrom, and yeah, they started the company. It was originally an ice cream company when it first started. Uh, all right, I will email you, Bill. Let me go and copy that. Cool. All right. Well, what a small world, Lloyd. And okay, 10 10 10 from Philadelphia. Great, cool, cool, cool. So I'm gonna flip over here. Oh wow, cool. Yeah, I can see the chat. Oh, cool. So yeah, Richard C. from Las Vegas. All right, you could make donations. I don't know if you could. I wonder if you could do that. But I am set up to take donations here at Streamlabs OBS. So, all right, great, cool. And as you can see, I do have a green screen. I gotta start doing some more videos, so I use that green screen. Oh, and this is my vlogging camera, and the neat thing about this is it's got a viewfinder so that I could see myself when I do my my vlogs. But it's like a cheap knockoff of the Canon, and the quality is it's okay, but it works. Yeah, please hit the like button. Cool. And so I guess my sound is okay, so nobody's complaining about echo or anything like over at Greg's show, and I'm not blasting in loud like on Ken's show when he brings in a guest and the audio just crushes you. Cool. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go over to the Everyday Dad pretty quick here too as well. I've been on for a little, yeah, it's been an hour now, and so hey, I just want to thank you all for yeah, this. How's that? Testing 1 2 1 2 3. Okay, so that's my microphone. So I just want to thank you all for stopping in. It's been a great first start to my new channel here. Well, Richard, I just moved and now I am here tonight, Saturday night at 5:30 p.m. That would be 4:30 your time zone. Uh, yeah, this is 5 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Okay, well, thank you, folks, for stopping by. It's been a pleasure having you, folks. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. All right. Uh, God bless you, and goodbye.